Ready. With Donovan getting healthy again, was that the plan all along to have both him and Ronnie back on punts?
No, it wasn't. Donovan was our returning starter, so obviously when he got hurt, we went with Ronnie. And then, just based on the fact that we're playing these spread rugby guys that can spread all around the field, we wanted to put the two returners back there. Obviously their punter had put the ball, I think they pinned Iowa down there like 7 times or something, so we didn't want that to happen to us. So we went with the two returner look, and it worked out really well.
What kind of boost is it having Donovan available back?
Oh, he's dynamic. He's elite back there. He puts fear into the opponent punt teams. So it's a huge boost because now, what we were facing was teams just catching the ball and getting it off. So you have no option of blocking a punt, and they're getting it back there fast. Well, now you got to start thinking about the op time a little bit. You don't want to get it back there as fast because your gunners don't have a chance to cover. So it just allows us to do a lot more on our punt return and our punt block.
How is the Quinn Moody double kicker rotation working for you?
Great, I love it.
Can you make sense of it? I know what Jim said, but
Make a lot of sense of it. They're two starting kickers. They're going to go. Whoever's drive it is going to kick. Yeah, I don't think it's that, people try to overcomplicate things. Why?
it's not going to be situational though. Like
Nope. We have
it's
two
just going
starting
to be the
kickers.
rotation.
Yep. And the only thing that's happened is, Quinn has happened to be up on all the PATs, and Moody has gotten the field goals. It's just how it worked out. That can change, but as of now, we have two starting kickers. Don't overcomplicate it, and whoever's drive it is will kick.
Wouldn't you want to get Quinn in though to kick a field goal just to get back into that rhythm, maybe?
Yeah, he gets the rhythm every day in practice. So, he'll get, he'll when the opportunity arises when he's up, he'll get the kick, and hopefully it stays like that forever because that means they're both making all their kicks. So, I don't think you just overcomplicate that. We just have two guys that, there's been no separation in practice either. If that starts happening, then we think about it, but there hasn't been. They've been neck and neck, equal, competing, making their kicks, doing a great job, being great teammates. So that's how we're gonna roll.
Has that competition made each of them up their game then this season so
Well,
far?
I would think so, because they know, hey, there's another guy with me, right? But I like how they've both handled it. They help each other. They feed off each other, so it's been good, yeah.
Dak's got a decent amount of playing time Saturday. How have you seen him progress in recent weeks?
Great. He's progressing like a freshman should. Just starting to understand and get comfortable, in playing in the back end in our defense, which isn't an easy thing to do. So he's progressed like he should, and he'll hopefully keep progressing and keep playing.
What was your reaction when he was able to get down the field there on that punt and laid a big hit?
It's about time. Great job, great play. The week before he got down there and was a little tentative, and so now we got him to make that hit. So we expect that's an expectation.
We've seen him get down there in a hurry pretty much every special teams play. Is he your fastest guy on that unit?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's the fastest guy on kickoff, on punt. Yeah, he's maybe the fastest guy on the team.
He played a lot
kind of challenge to like you said, you kind of waited to see him actually get that hit. Is there a challenge when he comes having that type of speed?
Yeah, there's a challenge because obviously you can't be running that fast all the time and make a tackle if the guy sees you, right? He's going to sidestep you. So, you got to understand when you can take a shot like that, when you can't take a shot like that, so you don't miss it and give a vertical seam and stuff like that. So, that's all being coached, being put in those positions in practice and being able to adapt to it. He was fortunate that he was in a great position to take a shot like that, and he did, which is great to see now because next time he's in it, he'll feel it and be able to do it again.
He played a lot on third downs. What makes you comfortable in putting him in those situations?
He's a great cover guy. He's got elite coverage skills. His thing is just making sure we're training his eyes and he understands what route combinations could possibly be coming based on who he's defending, splits, all that stuff. But he's getting there, so we felt comfortable. Hey, because of his coverage skills and now because of his knowledge out there, putting him in.
Do you foresee him getting more time at safety going forward?
I would hope so. He's a freshman. if not, we got major issues. Yeah, when that'll be, I don't know. You know, he's gonna play. We're gonna, get roles for him. So hopefully the top two guys keep playing well. Hopefully Woods gets healthy and as a third guy in there, and then Daxton. So we got a good little crew there, and we'll get them jobs and what their strengths are, and keep rolling with them.
So was Saturday more of a result of Jamaric being out more than Dax earning, or was it the other way?
It was both. Jamaric was out. He was working through something, but it was both. If Daxton wasn't ready, we would have went in a different direction.
You said on the radio show last Monday with Dax, slow it down, caution, don't rush him in there. Do you feel differently now again after this past game that maybe he is ready for more?
Yeah, of course. Again, I felt before the game that he was ready for more, or we wouldn't have put him out there. It's funny. You got a freshman, you throw him out there, he gets burned for a touchdown. People will be saying how much he sucks. So the bottom line is we need to make sure that he's ready to not hurt the team, hurt himself, and go make plays out there. He's in the back end. It's not like you can hide him, So, but going into the game, we felt comfortable. I wasn't nervous at all. I felt like the role that we were going to ask him to do, he was going to do and do it at a high level, and he did.
Where's Woods good to go this week?
He's still working through some stuff, but we're hoping. He was out there moving around yesterday.
So in Dax's development, what are you looking for from him to be comfortable of putting him out in the field?
What more in his development? Just getting comfortable. Just being able to adjust to motion, to things that people are doing against us, to how teams attack us, things of that nature. Just getting more and more comfortable. But he's, again, he's above and beyond what you would normally expect out of a freshman. We're very, very happy with him.
Has he played some nickel too? Are those things kind of interchangeable, safety and nickel, or
Yeah,
two different skill sets?
That's a good question. Actually, it's two different skill sets, but they're kind of our safety skill set, if that makes sense. It's a bigger, more physical cover guy. Brad Hawkins played the nickel in the first couple games. Josh can also do that. Daxton would be another guy that can play that spot, which we term the nickel, but it's a bigger physical cover guy.
How much is it with Dax or any freshman? You kind of alluded to it already. He was in a similar situation against Wisconsin, but then this week he made that big hit on special teams.
Yes.
How much is it making sure that they know what their mistakes are, but that they're learning from them and not repeating them?
Yeah, that's football. Great football players don't make the same mistake twice. The elite ones. They learn from whatever it is, and they fix it right away. He was able to do that, which is huge. Obviously, it's a very fluid game where there's a lot of things going on, so mistakes are going to happen. And it's our job as coaches and then the players' job to adapt from anything that happens and get it fixed.
Where do you draw your special teams ideas from, and how do you, are you able to assess the landscape? See other things around college football or even the NFL, like that you can implement even during the season,
Yeah,
week to week?
of course. We like to stay cutting edge on special teams. We like to do some different things and not be traditional as much. So we take all the top plays on special teams in college football and in the NFL. And cut it up, and I sit there and we'll watch it, on Mondays, see if we can draw anything. Self-scout is big for us. It's like, hey, how are they gonna attack? How many times have we done something like this, something like that? And then being able to adapt and change based on what we think we're gonna be attacked. We try to stay dynamic, cutting edge, and change up what we can, but still stay in our foundation of our scheme.
How much is that a thing where you can get a significant advantage based off of an innovative scheme? Because it is kind of, they talk about it as the third phase, but it's also sometimes neglected by teams where they're not maybe focused as much on that, say, offense and defense.
Yeah, very true. We feel that we can take a huge advantage of it. We feel that by changing, especially teams that stay traditional, by changing, they're going to do the same thing, and by us changing, we can take advantage of what they're doing, or force their hand in preparation more, because you only have a small lot of time in special teams a week. So if we can force the preparation over here, maybe we can take advantage over here. So that's a lot of what we do as well.
What kind of charge do you get when you see a player like Cochran make that play on Saturday?
Incredible. I mean, what else can you ask for as a coach? You know, a guy who obviously has walked on here and worked his butt off on scout teams and found a niche, right? Well, how am I going to help this football team if you're Tyler Cochran? Well, he found out it's kickoff, okay? Well, then he just worked at it and worked at it and worked at it, and then to him to be able to go down and make a huge play like that, you're proud, you're happy, you're gratified that he was able to find that niche. And now you're like, how many other guys can I give that opportunity, and then can seize that opportunity?
Do you see a different motivation sometimes with sons of guys who played here, and maybe guys who aren't big contributors? I mean, he's obviously on kickoff, but not an Aiden who's starting. But do you see something different, that they want to do something that their fathers did?
Oh, of course. I think it's just that's human nature, right? You know, guys that chose to come here and their fathers had played here, they're gonna want to succeed and make the family proud. You know, not just make the team proud, right? So, you know, I think that's definitely evident.
What have you seen from Giles in the kick return?
He's explosive. You know, he's explosive. He's natural in terms of his ability to get to the ball. You know, really gives us a weapon back there, which we feel like we'll be able to take advantage of throughout the season.
And what went into the decision to start, a true freshman at kick returner right away?
My loss of hair. No, it's really just, trusting, the other coaches. We kind of get together, Jay and I, and talk, and he took a lot of reps, in the fall camp to be able to do that, and in the competition. And then, you just make sure that he can handle catching the ball first and getting as many yardage in the ball security first, and then you hope the explosiveness takes over there. But he's a guy who's been able to handle that, and so we went with it.
You said after the Ohio State game, mouth bloodied. What was a similar response after the Wisconsin game defensively?
Yeah, I think in that situation, you gotta pick yourself up off the floor immediately. You gotta look in the mirror and you gotta say, what can we do better? What can we all do better? From myself to every player, and you gotta just attack from that moment on. Because if you don't attack, you're gonna keep getting knocked back. And I give credit to our coaches and Jim. I mean, unbelievable how he handled the team and the coaches. That week, it was like a clinic. I felt, and I told him as a coach, because those guys, we got up and we attacked the team, and we were ready, because we know who we are in here, and we know we got knocked backwards, and there's going to be some self-doubt, right? And you're going to start thinking, but if you just look in the mirror and you say, this isn't going to be how I'm defined, as an individual, as a team, and you get after it, then the result will be what happened. And then we just got to continue to make sure that we remember and learn from that game moving forward. And we got to prepare like we prepared last week. And we got to feel like we felt Monday, even though you're coming off a win. It's got to be the same, focus and determination and attention to detail and everything. You just got to move forward.
What do you mean by clinic?
I just think everybody responded. Every single person in this building responded. And that's not common when you get beat like that in a game. That's just what I saw, as an individual. I saw every single person respond and put it on themselves and take it and then work to improve themselves a little bit. And I think every single person in this building last week improved a little bit. And that is very uncommon coming off a loss. That's what.
You mentioned how good Brad and Josh have been. Is there anything you've done to try to challenge them to even go to another level, or more that you want to see from those two, especially?
Josh and Brad?
Yeah.
You got to ask them that question. I think every second I try to challenge those guys. They walked in the meeting yesterday, and I started screaming for about an hour straight. So I think that's my job. Yeah. So. The way to challenge them is just knowing what's coming when it's coming, understanding the defensive scheme, how the offense is attacking us, and then bring it with physicality. Don't wait for it. Go attack it. Bring it with physicality on a daily basis. I think that's how they can both keep improving.
What's your evaluation of Iowa's quarterback?
Of what?
Iowa's quarterback.
Oh man, I think he's like the third leading passer in Iowa history. Strong armed, big, good in the pocket, good with movement, can make all the throws. Great leader. The offense runs through him. This is a great challenge for us.
Okay, we're gonna keep